right, it looks like it might have worked, but I'm not 100% sure. So let me know if you guys can hear me or not. Okay. Okay, cool. Thank you guys very much. Let me go back over to here. And okay. I'm going to move this over to here. And there we go. Let's see. Okay, hey Rob. Hey Cardi. Hi Rich. How's it going? So if you guys saw the first comment I made, I screwed up my back sometime in the last few days, and so my back sucks. And also I've been eating cyclobenzaprine all day, so I'm a little groggy and kind of blah. Quan, I was just explaining that I've injured my back, so tonight's show is only going to be an hour and a half. If you'll notice the timer is different, and I'm also calling it the super evil timer since it's like that. So I'm going to go ahead and start these off now, and then I'll get back to this, and then I'll go back to this, and there we go. Anyway, yeah, so tonight's show is only going to be, well, an hour and 29 minutes and 30 some odd seconds about. I'm not 100% sure. It was that's part of my problem with my back is that I just woke up and I don't know if I've ever explained to you guys before in the past, but I get these symptoms in my legs where it just feels weird. And like the bottom of my foot feels like it's like on fire. It's not as bad now because the cyclobenzaprine helps with that. But yeah, it's just been a messed up past couple of days. And it seems the worst today. So I don't know what I've done or if I've done something bad to make it worse. In any case, let's not focus on bad things. I was going to cancel, but I decided, I think I could at least do some rather than none. So I figured let's at least do that. And let's see, I've missed some comments. Yikes. Well, at least I don't have a cast on, so I guess that's some kind of consolation. And here I'm taking the tea bag out of my tea. And where am I going to put it? I guess I'll just put it, I'll just put it over here for a moment there. Oh, there's a bag right there. Here we go. And here I need to put some sugar in it. God, I'm so disorganized. Oh, man. So, there's that. And I will use the chopstick to stir my tea. Oh, you know what? Real quick, I don't know. Have I showed this to you guys before or not? Let me show you, and then you'll know. So this, here you go. This was a gift from my niece. I don't know if you can make that out. It says Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Anyway, so there's this psychedelic cup. That was a gift from my middle niece. She went to visit some friends back in Ohio, and she picked that up for me. And I was using it to drink out of until, but she warned me that that can't be put in the microwave, and I almost always end up, well, not almost always, I frequently end up microwaving my tea because I forget I have it and go, oh crap, my tea's cold, so I have to go zap it. And so I was like, all right, but I didn't want to not use it, so I decided, you know what, it's going to be my sugar roll, so there you go. Anyway, so what's going on here? Okay, here we go. What have I missed comments-wise? Hey, Nailbag, how's it going? Well, you'll think of it, Rob. I'm glad your back hasn't been hurting lately. Wow, Rob, thank you. That's some. You've been around for a minute, haven't you? What did I do with my? Oh, here it is. I'm going to go ahead and put these on. And there we go. And you know what I'm going to do, just because. Well, I kind of look more or less the same, don't I? I mean, I guess my beard might be a little grayer than it used to be, but. And I suppose there's probably, more lines on my face than there once was, but. But yeah, so I'm going to do, just because I'm going to go. I'm going to play some Octortle, because I haven't played that today. Where is it? There we go. Octortle. There we go. So I'm going to do, let's start with the rescue. And what do we have to look at today? I feel, it's put well, I can tell you the recipe now, but that might make a decent, actually, I have in mind of making a morning hot beverage show and tell sort of video for, well, when I do make it, it'll make sense why, whatever. But yeah. What's holding it up now is because I want to include the fact that until recently, I mostly drink chicory as well as matcha in the morning. But I'm out of chicory, so I got to order some more chicory. So until I order the chicory and then the chicory comes, there won't be that thing being filmed. Plus, I got to clean some stuff up to where I would film it. So anyway, yeah, there's enough of that nonsense. Let's just play the freaking game, man. You're going to start your game. So right on, Rob. Oh, but I was going to tell you the recipe. You put a mint tea bag in a cup of tea and then you pour some hot water on it. There's my recipe. All right, what do I have here now? Wow, what's that last word over there with the SKY at the end? Dusky, maybe? Busky? No, that's not going to busky. What the hell is that? I was going to say dusky, but husky? Let's try husky. No. Musky. Here we go. And I still have 7, so no more mistakes, that's for sure. Wait, what is that one there? FL with the T and the U? I was going to say flute, but there's no E in it. I don't know. Yeah. Okay, I think, man, I don't know what any of these are. Holy mackerel. Okay, so that looks like remit. So I think I got one. Oh, flout. There we go. See, man, it screws me up because well, anyway. What is that, venue? Okay. That one's probably panic. Oops. Yay. Spoil. Yay. Oh, that's nice, plead. Now can I get that last one? What is that going to be? Oh, joust, maybe? Yay, what do you know? Oh, hey, Chris. Yeah, you were doing good with the words. I'm sorry I didn't look over and check it out. All right, now what do we want to do? I want to do Daily Classic, I guess, would be next for my... So then we'll say pushy, joint, freak. Oh, I should have done the extreme first, huh? Well, yeah, cheer. Should I put in cheer? Okay. Steed, maybe. Okay. Stare. Hey, NASCAR gaming. Well, except for the fact that my back is giving me grief, I'm okay. What do I have now here? Spice. And lying, maybe? Yay. And gully, I think. And nutty. And minty. What do you know? My nose is itchy. What am I missing here? Thanks, Chris. And you're welcome. Well, you know, the chillest bit, that might be, you know, I don't know. It might be, I might be not as chill as you might think, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I get aggravated fairly easy, but I try to stay kind of not too. Oh, what am I missing here? Cushy joint, noisy. Okay, I didn't do freak yet. There we go. And what am I looking at now here? Well, I'm going to go ahead and put in plum. I hate using any extra words in the... Okay, crept, that was a good thing to do. All right. Undo, maybe? What's that one? Oh, hippo, that's what that's going to be. All right. That one might be rabbi. And fillet. I'm going to say that one is undo. Yay, okay. And then what's this last one here? Ridge? Oh, eerie. Jeez, all right. I should have paid better attention, I suppose. Okay. Well, extreme didn't go well. Let's go do sequence, and then we'll do the chill. I don't know whether fair or unfair is, I would use, I mean, yeah, I'd say it's fair then. The only thing it does is that it does reuse words, you know what I mean? So that's not really a bad thing, you know, at least I don't think. Let's put that in there. Yes, orbit. Barren. And broke. Roomy. Swine. What is it? Bride, maybe? Nope. Bribe, I guess. Yep, okay. And then R-A. Rapid. But if you've played Wordle, it's basically, you know, well, it's obviously Wordle with 8 things, but it's a lot of people get kind of intimidated by it, but you shouldn't. It's not as hard as you think. I mean, it can be kind of overwhelming when you first start, you know, just because, like, oh my God, there's 8 of them at a time. But once you get over the kind of just, oh wow, look at all that, it actually, in some ways, it can be easier because you can use one puzzle to help you solve another. Hey, Grayson Drago. Well, I'm glad you came by. Freak. Plum. Waged. And what do we got? Frank. And being. And to say dryer. Oop, no, drive. So actually those, all of those words are fairly frequently used in this game. So, I mean, that's another thing, is after you play it for a while, you kind of go, oh, okay, that's going to be, yeah, now you got to be careful because of like dryer and drive and stuff like that, right? Depending on what you've, put in where. And of course, don't overlook things and not notice things, which I do. When I screw up, that's usually what it is. I wasn't paying close enough attention or getting into a hurry or something. Anyway, so that's all of that. So let's, all right, let's just go back to the regular bit here for now. And, okay, we still got 5 minutes before the first break. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I don't think I've done these for a minute. My little box of things, case of things, so I guess we'll do this one first. Hey, that's weird. It's yellow, but why is it showing up? That must be the way that the shadows. Somehow the shadow makes the thing think turns green. I don't know. Did I do these last week? I don't think I did these last week. Maybe I did. Oh, so did everybody see yesterday's video? And what do you think of it? So here's the thing, I haven't decided which game to play Monday, because Monday's not Mind Test Monday, right? Now I have to go look. I can't remember what I did Monday. I think I played Mind Test on Monday, right? Why is my memory so bad? Yeah, it was Mind Test Monday, right? So, what game should I play day after tomorrow? Or for some of you, it'll be tomorrow if you're already into Sunday morning. So, yeah. Which game? I'm thinking, I don't know, Enigma or... Maybe I'll play Enigma. Let's do the other one for a minute. I really do prefer the other one. And part of it, I have to admit, is not just the noise, which I do really like the noise. I prefer the noise of this one, but I love the fact that it's green, you know what I mean? And that it just works. That just trips me out, man. Well, the odd thing is, I don't know if it's obvious or not, but so it's green, but it also has this, so it's like half of it, it looks like a pill where half of it is green and the other half is clear, but there's a green bit inside of it, you know what I mean? I guess what I'd have to do is show it to you guys sometime when I'm not using the green screen, or switch it to a blue screen instead, maybe, or something, I don't know. Nah, I don't like having to turn that thing around. It's a pain in the ass to move around. It's like I pretty much just leave it set up all the time behind me. Now it's one of those, oval-shaped green screens that kind of keeps itself taut with the, kind of the sprung frame inside of it. In what way, Rob? I mean, not to say that I'm, I will accept the compliment, thank you. I'm just curious about what about it that makes it the best for you. Is it the fact that it's ear to ear, or the fact that it's whisper mostly, or is it that you just prefer rambly type videos? Oh, it's just coming up on the first break, so I will be stepping off here in just a few seconds, but of course I will be right back. And I gotta go hang from the bar for a few seconds. Oops, time for a break. I'll be right back. Be right back. So let's go back to here, and again I have to, oops, I have to go clear that thing, and then I gotta restart the white clock. Forgot to do that. And do this, and do that, and do this, and do that. And now let's read Chris's comment. I didn't realize they cut them off with ellipses. I thought they just made them not live. Well, I wonder what I should do about that. Well, I don't know. I don't understand them, because it's like I was doing really well, and all of a sudden my views just tanked again, and I was like, all right, I don't understand what's going on. And then they usually, well, the first time they did it, they sent me a message via email, and the message was that they were going to deny me those features, and that if I wanted them back, I could do it one of two ways. I could either just do channel history, or I could do this one-time thing where you use your phone so that they can ID you as a human using your phone. Except for I can't use my phone because my phone's a piece of crap. And there's two ways of doing it. One is using a video where they send you this thing that you click on with your phone, and it brings up this weird little app thing, and I don't know, it's a pain in the ass, and it doesn't work. And then I tried doing it where you take a picture of your ID, but I can't do that, because if I make it so that the text is readable, right, then not all four corners of the ID will fit. I mean, it just doesn't, you know what I mean? So it's like the corners are just cut off. But if I make it so that the corners can be seen, you can't make out what it says. And so it's like, and I'm convinced that it has nothing to do with anything other than they're trying to force me, because they send you this, when they don't send it to you, but when you're doing it, there's instructions and stuff, and they're assuring you that this thing will only be used for this particular thing, and that they will, after some period of time, they will delete it or something or whatever. And I'm like, I don't think, because how can they use it? What is the thing that they're comparing my ID against? You know what I mean? Because they don't have my ID. Like, so how would they know, you know, that I'm not just bullshitting them? I mean, for all I know, they don't know my address and date of birth. I don't believe I've ever given it to them. They don't need to have it. Right? Or do they? Maybe they do for tax, in the tax stuff or something. But, you know, I find it very frustrating. Because it's like, well, if you have a means of actually validating my ID, some means, I'm curious to know what it is, you know, and if so, then why can't I have my old channel back? You know what I'm saying? It's like, so I think the whole thing is they're just forcing you to provide them with a picture ID and data. You know what I mean? I think that's what it's about, 100%. It's like, here's the thing. A lot of people get very finicky, or not finicky, what's the word I'm looking for? Angry, I suppose, is part of it. You know, about children having access to porn on the internet, right? And so there's that whole thing about, you know, protecting kids, and it's where you have to put in your credit card info and stuff and blah, 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 to, you know, verify that you're actually over 18 or whatever the hell. That's forced data collection. It's nothing else. There is nothing there that's going to help kids not get access to porn. You know what I mean? The whole thing, it's laughable. If you want to have your kids not have access to porn, deal with your kids. You know what I mean? Okay, anyway, man, I hate that I've got this camera in the wrong place. Let me see if I can, I know what I'll do is I'll do this. Let me take this and move it to here for right now. That's kind of weird, but I think I should be able to read everything now. Okay, here we go. Where am I at? I gotta scroll up because I missed some comments. Okay. Okay, I already saw that about the links being dead. Gang beasts. I don't know what that is. Oh, I see what you mean, Rob. Yeah, I try to keep most of the weird, surprising noises out if I can, but, you know. But it's good to know, okay. Felony and DTN. Okay, yeah. Hey, Felony and DTN. I'm glad you guys watched me, and welcome to the show. Or do you want me to shout you out in a video? If I remember, I might be able to do that. Sure, why not? Let's see. And I'm, well, except for my back's messed up, I'm okay, Felix. Oh, is that what it is? Is it still, can you still see it enough to copy and paste, Rob? Is that what it is? Something like that? Do I have cancer? No, I don't have cancer. I have degenerative disc disease, as well as some minor bipolarism. But I miss my old channel too, man. Looking at the shiny message. Yeah, I see the message. It's okay. I wasn't trying to ignore you. I just get caught up in my own head, I guess. Hey, Moist Radical. I don't hate anybody. Well, I shouldn't say that. There's probably people I hate. I just don't want to think about it. Yeah, I mean, that's really what it is, isn't it? I mean, it's well, the current climate is, you know, make people afraid, which I find aggravating. You know, here I'm going to move this over to a different spot, and let me do this like this. Let me go get OBS, and let me put OBS over here for a minute. I'm going to, let me have a sip of tea, and then what am I going to do? You know what? I'm gonna do crinkle stuff here. I'll do some crinkling. Start with just a plain old brown craft paper bag that came from the grocery store. Just, okay. Thanks, Moist Radical. Do I have a wife? I have an ex-wife. I got married when I was 20, and I guess, let's see. I'm trying to think. I think I was 20. I think I was 27 when we actually separated, but I was just before I turned 29 when the divorce was final. Oh, no, they should be fully pasted. Is it in all of them? Or no? It should be in there because I do a copy and paste out of a whole page. Like there's all this stuff. I mean, the only thing that I type in every week or every episode, I guess, because it's not necessarily every week, right? It could be more than one video a week, I suppose. But the only thing that's new is whatever I say about, hey, in this video I play mind tests or watch along as I, fill in the blank, whatever. But and then there's usually like a little bit of a space, and then there's stuff that's usually like the links and the credits and all that stuff. It's all of that stuff with the links and the credits. I just have a thing that I cut and paste one time, you know what I mean? And that's that. And so it should be. Now here's the thing, Chris. They should have had to have done that already, and I did not get one. So the good news is I have 3 years before I have to file, and the truth is, I mean, I didn't make enough to get any penalties anyway, so even if, so yeah. I have listened to Kurt Vile, but it was ages ago. A friend of mine was into Kurt Vile, and I couldn't, so I guess I'll just have to say, yeah, but a long time ago, I don't remember anything. Am I a sewer-side boy? I don't know that I know what sewer-side means. Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. I'll have to look into that and see if there's anything I can, because when I fill it in, I get this little, like there's the little text box that I enter it into, or text field is like a big box on the back end thing. The outline of it turns red with this little text in small print at the very bottom of it that says that live links are not live. I guess it's I don't remember the verbiage, but it says something about how links won't be live or something like that. But it doesn't say that they won't have them there, which that's pretty disgusting if they actually edit the shit and don't post it. Because holy fuck, so because I have poor viewership or some such, they're going to deny me the ability to actually generate income. That's what you're telling me. I'm going to have to figure out a way of talking to a lawyer. Because, yeah, it's really, really makes me very, very angry. I wonder why that is. I mean, not, yeah. Because, well, whatever. It's just... Well, because here, dig this, right? I wonder if the links are live on my old channel, because it clearly is nosedived. I have to go look now. Now it has my freaking curiosity up, so I'm going to go over to here real quick. Let me go to here real quick. Let me go to here real quick. Let me go to here. this says here. No, stop. I don't need to watch myself or anything like that. Yeah, see here, dig this. They're totally full of shit. They are 100% full of shit. It has nothing to do with my channel losing viewership, because my old channel has totally nosedived from viewership, as most of you probably can imagine. But those links are still live. You know what I mean? So they're just so full of shit, it frustrates the fuck out of me. You know? Where'd the OBS thing go? Oh, there it is. I put it over there. Duh. All right. It's just so freaking frustrating. Excuse me. Well, I don't want to be fully super negative, so. Okay. I'll have to look into that, Rob. I don't know. I'm going to have to figure something out. Wow, felony. That's a little dark. Yikes. Yeah, well, I mean, we're all going to die someday, right? Who knows when? I could get hit by a, meteorite that's the size of a golf ball and, just go boink right then, right? Let's see what else am I going to do for the last 5 minutes or so before the next break. Let's do some more crinkling. Let's do it with this manila envelope that has the bubble wrap inside. I'm suddenly in a very crinkly mood. That might be wrong, because that channel is monetized. I mean, I still get paid for it, which is why I always encourage people to go watch that channel, because it's monetized, it's automatic, so it goes into my bank and I can have access to it. But the thing is, I can't change bank account or anything, or else that'll break that, right? You know what I mean? I don't want to think about Jeffrey Epstein. I think the whole thing is just... I mean, it's clearly obvious that he's in it, you know what I mean? Because otherwise, why not release it? You know what I mean? And there's a thing that somebody asked him about releasing it during the last presidential election cycle. And somebody said, well, would you, blah, 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 because, everybody's clamoring for it. And he starts to say, yes, he would, but then he goes, well, no, maybe not, because, you don't want to hurt people's reputations, or I don't remember how he phrased it or whatever. But it became clearly obvious in that moment that 100% he's never going to do it because he's in it. It was freaking obvious. I don't think... Who does he think he's really fooling? I don't know. Well, he's fooling a lot of people, isn't he? But, yikes. Anyway. Let's get off of the whole politics thing. It makes me too angry, and I don't think it's very ASMR-ish. But anyway, back to Rob's original point. Yeah, my old channel's monetized. Go watch those videos. And although that won't have the buy me a coffee thing in it. But they do have the Patreon, and it also has the thank you buttons are live there. See, Rob, well, okay, I'll make this one comment on the thing. You're absolutely 100% right. And I think that's the point. I don't think the point of the whole thing with the island and all of that was actually the trafficking of people or children or any of that. I think it was a tool. I think the point of it was obtaining blackmailable information. I think it's 100% a dirt thing to put people into compromised positions. I 100% believe that. Hey Nebby, how's it going? Have you chimed in before tonight? I haven't noticed you. But anyway, glad you're here. Well, yeah, Chris, that's exactly 100% what it is. But the advanced features is the thing that I'm being denied now. They even sent me an email telling me. Right on, Nebby. Well, to be honest, I'm a little jealous. I am without cannabis. Okay, it's just about time for a break, so I'm going to go ahead and switch that. I think when we come back, I'm going to play some of the practice octortal, just because my brain is kind of fuzzy from the, I don't know if fuzzy is quite the right word, but I just get, I guess, groggy, you know what I mean? From the cyclobenzaprine, like there's no euphoria to it at all, right? It's just, you just feel kind of slow and kind of, So anyway, okay, it's going to be, I'll be right back. And I'm back, and oops, let me get this out of the way a little bit so I can at least see. Okay. Yeah, I know, Chris. It's a frustrating thing. I don't know. Okay, let's do cushy joint freak. And it's going to be after, isn't it? And it's probably hottie, isn't it? Oh, hotly. Jeez, Bill. So chain. And let's put in plum. Bleak. Abby. Is that women, maybe? Oops. And I don't know what that last one is. All right, what's this one over here? A winch. Okay. Is it this way? Is that how you spell it? Yeah, okay. I'm mute. Wow. Wait, you can't hear me, Nasal Penny? Is anybody else having trouble hearing me? Because the OBS meters are all saying I'm sending out audio. YouTube doesn't really have any audio meters, so I can't tell if they're receiving it. Okay. I was curious as to what. Okay. It's just, Nasal Penny said I was mute. I guess I didn't understand what she was trying to say. So you can't hear me, Nasal Penny? That's going to be cumin. It's going to be fluff, isn't it? Safer. Rich. That's probably 3, huh? Stand. Okay, cool. Good. Glad you can hear me now. Squib. What's this last one going to be? Aisle? Okay. Well, at least it's fixed now, right? Bribe or bride. I'm going to say that's knock. Loose. What is that one? I don't know. I don't see what that one is. Is that one dwell? Yeah, okay. Steal, I think, maybe? Yay. Okay. Oh, Swami. And, all right, so it's not bride, it's going to be bribe. Plum. That one's going to be crisp, I think. Yep. It's going to turn it into script. What the hell? And whose, I think. And is that going to be slush? Yeah. And bless. And crick. And tooly, I think. No. I'll have to come back to that for a second. Is it maybe Collie or something? I don't know. Noble. And what's that one there? Alter. And don't know. Is that? It's got to be collie, I guess. No, coily. Might be flash. And that's probably. Oh no, it's not right. The H is at the end. Oh, laugh. And crown. And my typing is sucking tonight. Oh, yeah, it is a muse. Okay. Other. What is this one then? Naive, probably. You know, I just noticed I don't see where my. Oh, there it is. Oof. I couldn't find the paintbrush all of a sudden. I thought I had put everything over here. But there it is. I just somehow wasn't noticing it. Flown, I guess. It could be swash. Lurch. Tool. Allow, I think. Oops. Not allow. I should have noticed that, the L there. A glow. Heebie-jeebie. Grass. Swine again. Nope. Snide. And, alright, so I'm not going to get both of those, so awash. Dane, yeah. Let's do one more and then I'll do something else for a bit. Creek. Roast. No, not roast. Oh, dude, again, my brain is just not there, is it? So soothe. Solar, maybe. Here we are. Sumac. Fleet. Femur. And showy. And shady. All right. Let's go back over to here. We'll go to this. And here we are. So what am I going to do here now? A cup of tea, or not a cup of tea, a sip of tea. Which by now is only lukewarm, so I may zap it during the next break. I don't know. Or maybe I'll just put up with it. Let me get the good old chunk of wood. So I'll do that tapping just with the pads of my fingers first. Oops. Just bang myself in the good old chunk of wood. last night, I'm not sure why this just popped into my head, but it did, so I'll babble about it. I was rewatching an episode of Taskmaster, the original one with Craig Davis, and it was actually that first season. I don't remember which episode it was as far as numbers, but anyway, it was one where that they were given £20 to I guess buy Greg a gift or something for Craig Davis. Anyway, and Josh Whitcomb got Greg's name, Greg, tattooed on his foot. What a crazy, weird idea. Yeah, Brendan, I really like that show. And I've seen the Australian and the New Zealand one too, which I pretty much enjoy. Although I prefer the New Zealand one to the Australian one. I'm not sure why. I think part of it comes down to, what's the guy's name that's the Taskmaster in New Zealand? I don't know, I think he's a better Taskmaster, I think is what it comes down to. Yeah, it's a good show, you guys, you should watch it. I like a lot of the British light entertainment panel TV type things, though. Like, I love Would I Lie to You a lot. I like, I used to watch 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown. I really like Sean Locke. Actually, I like quite a bit of TV out of the UK. I haven't watched it in a long time because it's not on anything I have access to as far as streaming. But when I felt poorly in the past and it was available to me, a thing to put on that I could just sort of stare at, but then also zone out and fall asleep, and I didn't care too much, kind of a thing, was Midsummer Murders. I mean, that show was... I don't know. Oh, that and Death in Paradise. Both of those just amuse the hell out of me. I don't know if I would count them as serious mysteries, but they are amusing, lighthearted television for the most part, right? Even though they're murder mysteries, they're kind of... Yeah, it's a great show. I don't want to tell you too much about it because I don't want to spoil it for you, but have you seen the one where Rachel puts on her incognito, I think it's her ski outfit? If you haven't, I don't know if you could search on that and find it or not, but it has one of the best, and actually that part of it has one of the, Sean Locke does one of the best lines frickin' ever on one of those shows. And it's 2 words. So there you go. How's that for enticement? Go find that episode and watch it. What else do I watch that I like? Oh, it's not a panel show or whatever, but an actual serious game show, and it's serious because there's no money. People play it because they want to play it, right? You know what I mean? Is Only Connect. That is a challenging show. Man, some of the stuff, some of the puzzles in there are just like, wow. I mean, sometimes some of the difficulty is down to cultural stuff, because even though we speak the same language, there are references and stuff that if you're not from the UK, you might not be able to get. And I'm reasonably familiar with, UK stuff, but there's still stuff that, goes over my head. Thinking of UK stuff, have any of you seen the stuff about Count Binface and Nigel Farage in the Clacton by-election? I mean, Farage, reclaimed his seat, but man, what a total farce. I have zero respect for that guy. I think he's a crappy human. I hate feeling that judgmental about a human, but, when people do that kind of behavior, I just like, screw you. But anyway, I thought Count Biddenface did a good job of, I had hoped he would have won just because of the, I just thought it would have been appropriate, but of course it was a super long shot, but it did do a fair amount of pointing into. Farage kept his seat, but I think he lost, if you know what I mean. Okay, it's coming down on break time. So I will take a break, and I'll be back. To here. You know what? There's only 25 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the white clock, because there's no real point to having it running, is there? Oh, wrong thing, Bill. Get back to here. You're going to screw up. All right, let's just turn that invisible, because there's no point. Here we go. And somehow, what do I want to do? I'm gonna do the what's the word? K diamonds. Just because I love K diamonds. I love that sound. Oh, you guys can't hear it. It's not on, isn't it? Dang it. All right, let me go to here. Why does it do this? Sometimes OBS forgets the inputs that you have for things, and you have to go redo it every time. Well, not every time, lots of times. Okay, it looks like it's gone through now. Okay. that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do this one. There we go. And do that like that. Oh man, earlier this week, I was looking for something to watch, like at the end of the evening. I didn't really want to find something to kind of put me to sleep quite yet, you know what I mean? So, because most nights I actually put something on while I'm going to bed. And sometimes it's an ASMR thing, and sometimes it could be a whole lot of things. One of my favorite things is this thing. It's the Emerald Tablets of Thoth on a channel called On. It's A''AN or something like that, I think. And I think they call it the psychedelic reading. So, if you have any kind of, derive any kind of amusement from that kind of thing, it's an interesting one. But, I mean, personally, I think it's mostly poppycock. But anyway, I find it interesting. Anyway, but what I found earlier this week that I found worth watching for myself, amusement at the end of the evening kind of thing. Well, it was twofold. One night I put on an old episode of The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson from back in the 70s, mostly because I put it on an appropriately quiet volume, but it made me think of when I was a small kid, and excuse me. And I, hear my parents listening to it, at night, because I could kind of hear it through because at the time we were living in a pretty small house, and you could hear what was going on in the living room from my bedroom pretty easily. So, I mean, it wasn't horrible, paper thin wall type thing, but it was, I could crack my door, and then I found it soothing to listen to my parents watch TV after I went to bed, kind of thing. Anyway, so I did that, and then following that trend, the next night I watched a couple of old episodes, and this is before I went to bed, so it wasn't like putting anything on to go to sleep, but was What's My Line from like back in the 50s. It was crazy. Anyway, so I missed some comments here. Yeah, it's heartbreaking about Sean Locke. I'm pretty sure it was a form of cancer. I don't remember which, but... And he kept working for quite a while while he was ill, which, it's pretty admirable, I mean, I suppose I work while ill, so to speak, like tonight, and, my back is fucked up, but that's not the same thing, is it? It's like nowhere near the same thing. It's pretty remarkable. I think he does some of the best stuff when they do the, when Jimmy asks, do you have a mascot? I think Sean comes up with some of the just nuttiest stuff in the world. It's just crazy. Oh, I just thought of a thing that was in Taskmaster. I think I don't remember which series. It's one of the early series, probably like the second one, maybe. I think is that it? Because it's, well, whatever. It's an early series, second or third or something like that. And it has Joe Wilkinson in it. And there's this one task where the thing is to put a golf ball in a cup. And it's like, but you can't step on the red green, right? And the idea is they'd have like one of those, like a a putting green kind of thing, like, but it's mostly like the kind that you might see in a, like a miniature golf type thing. And the idea is that you're supposed to, toss a potato, I think is what it was, into the cup, right? But you couldn't step on the green thing, which was, the color was red, but they were calling it a green because of, the putting thing of it, right? The joke of it. Anyway, he got it in one try, but like his foot kind of went on the edge of the thing, and so they made it like he didn't get the point for it, which I thought was really pretty petty, because it was a pretty amazingly funny thing to happen. It's one of the few moments in that show I was kind of disappointed. Hey, first name John, aloha. Welcome to the stream. You're kind of at the very end of it, but there's a few minutes left. And in case you might be confused, I'm only doing a short episode tonight, so. Yeah, I know what you mean, Brennan. Oh, also there's another episode from that same series where I don't remember the name of the town, and I don't remember exactly what they're supposed to do, but they're supposed to interact with the mayor of some town. What are they supposed to get him to do? I guess they're supposed to impress him. I guess it's just as simple as that. They're supposed to impress him. They have to do some kind of performance or something to impress him or something like that. And as I remember, Joe Wilkinson turned up with like some tall cans of strong lager and some like snacks from a nearby shop or something. I don't remember what all they turned up with, but it was pretty funny. For the night of, oh man, I don't know, man. When I got married, to be honest, a lot of it is just sort of like, I don't even really remember all that well, just because it was, well, part of it is, during the reception I was wasted, but also it's just, I don't know, it was just a little overwhelming. So I don't know. Try not to get overwhelmed. I got a little overwhelmed. So avoid that if you can. And we'll do just like that. Now if you're thinking of the night of as in, the nuptial evening, I don't know. I'm probably not the best guy to offer people advice. would I be super short with plenty of options to sit down, or super tall with nowhere to sit down? Well, to be honest, I'd pick the short one, because what is the benefit of being tall? Just, I don't know. Being able to sit is more important than being tall. Like, by far. At least that's my view. Come on. Here we go. And I'll do that one there like that. God, what a great noise. I like this sound. I really like this sound. I do like watching reaction videos now and again. Although, here I'm going to switch to this bit. I might come back to the game in a minute. So the ones I like watching most are when somebody who is like different from me in some manner is watching something that I like for example, when somebody who's much younger than me is, say, listening to one of the older bands I like, like the Pink Floyd or Jimi Hendrix or something like that. I guess that's kind of the most common thing. Although I have seen some things that were pretty amusing because I clicked on one of these things, and actually I've watched several reaction videos on this just from this first video, but it was reactions to the Righteous Brothers, especially from people who are African American who didn't realize that they were white until they saw some of these video clips from, I don't remember what show it was, but hey Donovan, how's it going? I guess it's somewhat okay, somewhat not okay. I mean, well, it's like you're only here for like the last 8 minutes. Tonight's episode is going to be short because my back is causing me to have problems. What was I saying about the Righteous Brothers? And I just thought that was kind of amusing. What else have because I've seen some. Oh, also, I have watched reaction videos to people watching 2001, because I'm always curious to see what people think about it, because it's, clearly it's one of those movies that's kind of groundbreaking and from a cinema standpoint very important, but a lot of people don't enjoy it as much as I do anyway. I think it's 2001: A Space Odyssey, The House of Flying Daggers, and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly are my 3 favorite movies. And so there you go. I do like seafood, yes. I absolutely do like seafood. I like abalone. Well, if it's prepared well, abalone. If it's not prepared well, it gets rubbery. Similar with calamari. I like calamari a lot. I like most fish. I'm trying to think of a fish that I don't care for. Nothing's coming to mind right now, but I know there's some that I probably can't think of it because I just avoid them. I don't know. Top 10 all-time film. I don't know if I could come up with a list of 10. Yeah, you should check it out. They had a much different view, or Kubrick had a much different view of the world than what we ended up with. But of course, I think, although different direction and different kind of thing that he's leaning into talking about, but I think in a similar manner to 1984, it's my understanding that Orwell picked the date because it was close. You know what I mean? And I think similarly, Kubrick did a kind of a similar thing for 2001. But although here's the thing, I don't know, some of you may or may not know this, is that because there's a novel of 2001 that kind of goes with the movie, and I say goes with the movie because a lot of people just assume Arthur C. Clarke wrote the book and then Kubrick made the movie out of the book, but that's not what happened. Kubrick was making 2001, and he made arrangements with Arthur C. Clarke that he would write the accompanying novel. But Kubrick purposely gave him different footage. So some footage was withheld from Arthur C. Clarke, and Kubrick also gave Arthur C. Clarke stuff that never appeared in the movie. Because the point of it being that both works would be inherently different. How's that for some frickin' arty art? Yeah, Kubrick is. I mean, I like A Clockwork Orange a lot too. Yeah, I'd put him in the top 5 easy. I like Hitchcock quite a bit too. Although I think Topaz is a stinker. I don't think The Birds is one of his best movies either, although it's very popular. My favorites are To Catch a Thief, Rear Window, Vertigo. Actually, I guess those three are my three favorite of his. But I like most of the other ones too, I guess. But those two, Topaz and I don't dislike The Birds. It's just I don't think it's one of his best. Excuse me. Not the new one, no. I have seen, there's a version of it that I found pretty good, at least for my enjoyment, with Armand Assante playing Odysseus. Okay, man, I hope you sleep well. Maybe I'll see you next week, yeah? We'll see. And actually, we're getting down to the last couple of minutes here, so is there any more other important thoughts that I need to remember to tell you guys? There really isn't anything. I'm going to stop doing that. I was starting to play K-Diamonds while I was battling you guys kind of absent-mindedly without even paying attention to what I was doing. Yikes. Have I ever streamed a Mindtest video? I have played Mindtest live, but I have not edited it and turned it into a video. I've just left it up on the live. So if you go look, there's a Mindtest live among my live stuff. Yeah, I am going to I'm going to start doing stuff on Twitch. I just haven't got the gumption up to do it yet, so I guess really what it comes down to. But I'm actually thinking of Twitch as expanding what I do rather than growing this channel. Because if I can't get this channel monetized, you know what I mean, then I'm not that concerned with growing it, except for sufficient to, just reach people that might be willing to, do the Patreon or the Buy Me a Coffee thing. However, if YouTube's going to keep those links dead, then I clearly need to think of a different thing. Truthfully, I wish there was a better platform. You know what I mean? If there was a better platform for me, then YouTube, I would just go there. But there's just, they kind of have a monopoly, basically. Okay, hang on, I missed some comments about, here, the timer's about to go off. I'm going to go ahead and just make it go away, and let me catch up on the comments, and then we'll wind down, and I'll say goodnight to everybody. And no, and there's the thing, changing form, like from a Donovan from a story that's, it was oral first, then written down, and now a movie, right? That kind of thing. Whenever you change form to form, it's going to get, it can't be the same, right? It's just inherently can't be the same. And also, I think it's okay for people to take the story and do different things with it. Here, dig. Where the Odyssey came from was from an oral tradition, and you can most assuredly be guaranteed that there was a tremendous amount of variation, over the millennia or whatever that story existed in the oral tradition. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't know. Okay, Heisty. How do you get it monetized? I don't know how to monetize Twitch because I haven't done anything over there yet. I can't get this monetized because I already have, okay, so I have the original account, which I don't have access to. All right, so I can't log into anything. There's an AdSense account associated with that YouTube account, and YouTube will only let you have one AdSense account. And so I can't add this to that because I also don't have access to the AdSense account because it was all under the same logins through the Google account. Right, so it's, yeah, I'm basically hosed until I can figure out some way of, regaining access to it. But YouTube is, they just don't want to do it. It's like somebody somewhere made a decision of, I mean, I don't know that this is actually what happened, but this is what it feels like from my perspective, that somebody there is like, oh, a bad thing happened to Bill. Well, let's punish him for it. You know what I mean? So. Oh yeah, I had, I don't remember how many, I had a decent, I think I had close to 30,000 subscribers or something like that on my old channel. And I wasn't making as much money as I really need to make, but it was on the path that was going to be the case, so it's super frustrating because by now the growth that I was experiencing before I lost the channel, I would be probably making more than enough money that I would support all my basic needs, and maybe even then some. And as it is now, I don't, and well, life sucks in a lot of ways. That's the thing, Hasty. I agree with you 100%, but there is not. And the frustrating thing is, as a monetized YouTuber, I'm supposed to be entitled to human help, as opposed to just having to use the AI or whatever. But the only way you can access that human help is through the channel. So it's like, so I'm just fucked. And I've tried a gazillion times going to X, and because people said you should go to Team YouTube, or there's another one too, I don't remember what it's called, because those are manned by humans, and I disagree with that 100%, because all the responses I have gotten have been identical to the responses that I get when I just go to the YouTube thing and like the AI and say, hey, I need to figure this out and blah, blah, and it'll send me the thing, here, you should try this link here and da, 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 da. And like, so the messages that they send me back, not in the public sense, but in the back end message thing, it's exactly the same. So I don't think it is manned by humans. I mean, maybe it is occasionally. I think it's probably maybe a curated thing that's mostly done by AI. I don't think there's many people who work for Google. I think Google has a really puny workforce, is my guess. I think everything's done by AI now. You know what I mean? I think they've just fallen in love with their bullshit so much that they just have it do everything, It wouldn't surprise me if some of the videos that you see on the back end that are the kind of the HR version of what YouTube does, I bet some of those are also AI, It wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. Anyway, that's enough negative nonsense. I'm sorry that this whole episode ended up being that negative and all of that. But yeah, anyway, so hopefully this wasn't too horrible for you guys to watch. And yeah, I'm sorry that it isn't longer, but yeah, my back is telling me to go sit on the recliner and wind down and go to bed tonight. So I don't know what I'm going to do Monday for a game show. I don't know, I'll figure it out. Probably, right now my brain is saying Enigma. You might be right, Heisty, because, well, just as a quick tangent before I go, I have a friend who knows a guy that works at YouTube, and they said, hey, let me ask my friend at YouTube, see if they'll be able to help you. And so he did, and then he got back to me, and the guy like, oh yeah, I understand that your friend must be super frustrated, but I can't help him. He can't help me because if he did, and if YouTube caught him having helped me, they would fire him for it. How's that for fucked up toxic culture? You know what I mean? It's just, yeah. Anyway, so there we go. Try to be in more cheerful moods, everybody. And I will look for you guys Monday, and then, of course, on next Saturday, and I don't know what else I might do next week. I need to get back into the groove of doing 2 videos a week, just because, I don't know, I feel better when I'm doing that. And so, yeah, that's, anyway. that's tonight's shows, gang.